Hearts' historic cup-winning campaign began in January when they met Clydebank at Tynecastle. Although Hearts were favourites, Jim Jeffries was not complacent about meeting the second division leaders.
Clydebank were flying at the time in their division. They've got a lot of players that Billy and I have had close connections with. We knew that there was no pressure on them. And I've always said cup ties are not about how you play, it's about being in the next round of the cup. I says we're going to have a difficult match, and it proved to be they had one or two chances early on, but I thought we never really got out of first gear.
Clydebank were determined to attack the Premier side, and Roddy Mackenzie in goal saved Hearts after a long-range shot from Dave Nichols. However, Hearts began to settle, and Stéphane Adam was unlucky when the crossbar prevented Hearts taking the lead. The breakthrough for Hearts came from another free kick when Thomas Flogel punished poor defending by Clydebank to put his team into the lead. The second half began with Clydebank taking the game to Hearts, but again it was Roddy Mackenzie who made an excellent save from Charlie Adams' powerful header and kept the Tynecastle side in the competition.
I took the opportunity, and whether it was right or wrong, but I took the opportunity to say, well, we have a pool of players and we have this season, and I felt one or two should never weaken the side coming in to match against Clydebank, and he made 2 or 3 great saves early on. I mean, fantastic, and but we got the goals, the most important thing, and just a case of saying, well, we're thankful to be in the next round.
Hearts began to show their superiority once more as David Weir headed them into a 2-goal lead. There may have been a sense of relief around Tynecastle, but the result was one which was expected. But Clydebank were not finished yet. A good attack by the visitors ended with Nicholl again testing the mettle of Mackenzie. The third division provided the opponents in the fourth round, but although very much the underdogs, Albion Rovers took the game to Hearts and didn't concede a goal in the first 45 minutes. They put Hearts under pressure when Gilles Rousset saved from Willie Waters' shot.
Well, I'm not wanting to be disrespectful to Albion Rovers, but you know, I felt they could go out there and give another few players a game and actually change to 4-2-4. You know, I felt we would trouble them getting at them, and we'd have a lot of the ball. I thought they would pack the defence and try and frustrate us, and we used 2 wingers to get around the back of McCann and Quitongo.
That strategy almost paid off late in the first half when Quitongo set up Colin Cameron for a chance which he hit powerfully. But man of the match Stevie Ross saved the Clifton Hill team. Hearts dominated the second half, determined not to give Albion Rovers a chance to upset their cup plans. And when Flogel went through, again Ross had to be at his best. Hearts' next chance came from Gary Naismith, whose deflected shot almost sneaked in at the post. It seemed inevitable that Hearts would now win the game and progress in the competition, but Ross was determined to thwart them when Katongo's pass was intercepted by Coyle and Ross made a great double save to keep out Thomas Flogel. The goal finally came in the 60th minute when McCann made one of his familiar runs down the wing to send in a perfect cross for Katongo, who celebrated in his own inimitable style. Ross in the Albion goal was again to be put to the test after Jim Hamilton was fouled in the penalty box by Ronnie Coyle. Colin Cameron made no mistake from the spot. After chances for both teams, the game was finally killed off when Katongo beat Ross at his near post to ensure Hearts' progress into the last 8. Ayr United had already knocked out the cup holders Kilmarnock in poor conditions at Somerset Park to reach the quarter-finals. Gordon Dale was confident his team had found a winning formula and made only one change to his lineup. Ayr United put Hearts under early pressure, but playing against the Edinburgh team who were only 2 points behind Celtic in the Premier League race proved too much of a challenge.
Well won by Ferguson. Gordon Burns plays it through. Jim Dick with a chance. That was a great save by Rousset. And another effort there coming in off the post from Laurent de Jaffo. And Ayr United, who have made a good start to this match, could easily have gone ahead. The ball played through there by Burns. Dick's first effort was blocked, and Jaffo so unlucky with a rebound. And now Millen with a chip ball forward looking for Ferguson. That was well read by David Weir. Picked up by Bowman. Was a decent cross again, and Jim Dick completely miscued the header. And now David Weir perhaps a chance to come forward for Hearts again. The attack rather breaks down, but Naismith picks up. Hamilton is Fulton on the outside, and he finds him. The tackle from behind there by Gordon Burns, and that will be a free kick. Finn Bogason directs the wall. And Ayr United know this could be very dangerous indeed. Steve Fulton so precise normally with the left foot. It's going to Hamilton at the far post. Takes his time, takes the deflection. Finn Bogason knocks it away. And eventually whacked out by Derek Anderson, only to Cameron. Now the chance for Paul Ritchie. And Ritchie has hammered that one into the roof of the net. Hearts 1-0 up after 8 minutes. Goal of the season for the Hearts defender. There was a real scramble in the Ayr United defence. Finn Bogason had made the save initially. And when the ball was played back in, it was poor marking. Paul Ritchie showed composure, and that's a great finish. Ritchie hammering it into the net, and Hearts have the advantage, but they have to defend almost immediately. And Gary Locke does that very well indeed. Fulton finds Naismith. The ball from McCann to Chase. And it was good covering by the very experienced Andy Millen. Again, Paul Ritchie getting the better of Ian Ferguson. That's a change from the opening exchanges when Ferguson was dominant in the first 5 or 6 minutes. And now trainer for Ayr United. Burns trying to find Robertson. He did well. And he's got support. Bowman cut out on the 6-yard line by David Weir. And a good ball again for Flugel to Chase. He'll need support in the middle. And he can't get past the first man. Steve Fulton, acres of space down this left touchline for Naismith. Well, it looked to be a decent cross, but couldn't find a Hearts head. They still have possession, though, in the shape of Steve Fulton. Naismith, good cross again! 2-0 for Hearts. Thomas Vogel with a header. And it all came from the cross by Gary Naismith to the far post, and a simple header past the goalkeeper. Another searching ball in. He certainly made it look simple. It was well directed into the corner, and Vogel and Hearts celebrate. Fulton again takes his time, and then threads the ball for Cameron. Again, danger for Ayr. Vogel with the overhead kick. And Finn Borgeson had to watch it all the way. Dick for Ferguson. Robertson. Bowman with a cross, looking for Dick. He gets the header in, now Ferguson! And Ayr United have pulled a goal back within a couple of minutes. And it's Ian Ferguson's 5th goal in the Cup this season. Salvatore to Locke, who slips and then runs into trouble. That allows Gary Bowman the chance. Bonner goes on the outside. Bowman goes for the cross. Agnew's under it, but Naismith with a header. A lovely flick by McCann. And now he gets it back from Cameron, and now there may be possibilities for Hearts. Although, here United again have closed that down nicely. Now Fulton for Hamilton. Back for Stevie Fulton, he goes down in the box. There was a trip there, it seemed, by John Traynor, but the flag was up on the far side. Fulton was offside, and Ayr United breathed a sigh of relief. Hearts win it, and now Vogel, the chance to free Colin Cameron. A driving run by the midfielder, but a good tackle by Andy Millen. Hearts still have it. Gary Locke looking for Hamilton, and McCann beaten there, and eventually Derek Anderson scrambles it away, and there was an incident off the ball there. Anderson's up on his feet, and no surprise, the red card is out. Now Hamilton, he saw Naismith in space and found him. The ball is overhit, but it almost caused problems for Finn Borgeson, who tipped it away for the corner. Neil McCann with a corner. Finn Borgeson did well to punch it in the air under pressure. They're still under pressure. Paul Agnew scoops that one up. Ferguson gives it out to Cameron! And Finn Borgeson made the save, but the flag was up. Offside against Jim Hamilton. Chance now. Burns trying to play it out to the touchline. Agnew does now. But Paul Ritchie steps in. And Hearts through Neil McCann. He's knocked that one past Traynor, giving himself a lot to do. He gets there. It's a decent cross. Vogel knocks it back. Hamilton battling away there. The ball wouldn't come free, but it does for Steve Fulton. And Hearts go 3-1 ahead. It was all about the pace of Neil McCann. And Steve Fulton eventually got the chance to hammer home his 6th goal of the season. Kitongo gets his first touch, which wasn't the most convincing, but he still retains possession. And he gets it back now from Vogel. Cameron, it's a dangerous position. Kitongo makes the run! And within 60 seconds of entering the fray, Jose Kitongo almost made it 4-1. Agnew. Jim Dick makes the run just ahead of him, but he's crowded out. And the pass wasn't as accurate as it might have been, and David Weir knocks it away under pressure from Dick. Once again, a very solid performance by the man who may well be going to France 98 with Scotland. Jim Dick lays it off nicely there. Hogg tries to get the cross in, and that's blocked by Naismith. As Paul Bonner whips in this corner. John Traynor got his head to it, and Ian Ferguson just inches away from stabbing that one in. Kitongo back in field to Gary Locke. And Steve Fulton. Here's Grant Murray available. Good ball forward for Locke. Control let him down. He's under pressure from Dick. Gives it back to Kitongo. Good play. Fulton has the opening. He finds Grant Murray. Who's well headed away by Traynor, only as far as Gary Locke. And it almost caused, and it has caused a real problem for Finn Bogason, and Jim Hamilton has pushed Hearts 4-1 ahead. Big smile in the face of Jim Hamilton, and it really was a nightmare for the Ayr United goalkeeper. There seemed no real danger. The ball headed out to Gary Locke. Finn Bogason, well, he ended up juggling that one all over the place. Eventually it was his back heeler which teed the ball up for Hamilton, and that's Jim Hamilton's 14th goal of the season.
Crazy situation. I think he looked at a wee bobble in front of him, and then he had it and then dropped it, and then when he went to see where it was, it sort of, he got it jammed between his legs and it spun out, and Jim Hamilton said thank you very much, you know, and crazy goal. But another tough match, and they got a player sent off that day as well, which it turned out they probably getting after knocking out Kilmarnock would probably fancy coming here and try to get us back down to Ayr. I felt that was their best chance, but again, very professional performance, and we cashed in on any disadvantage that they had with the extra man, and also the goalkeeping mistake. We were there to punish it, and we're comfortable into semi-final.
Hearts had not only been scoring prolifically in the Scottish Cup campaign, but also their league season was one of their best in recent times. Those performances were due to a strong team spirit and the team working as a unit.
It's been a very good season. Obviously you're wanting to score more goals, but it's personally my best tally all season, well, all my career. The serves has been excellent, the wide players have been filling the ball, and the midfield boys have been supporting me. So they've been creating a lot of chances for me, so it's been good.
The team's played a lot of good football this season. It's all attacking football as well. And we've scored a lot of quality goals. And I think if you were to speak to any Hearts supporter, they would say the same. You can see by the amount of season ticket holders we've got now and the amount of people who are watching us every week. So I think that the majority of the fans are delighted with the way we've been playing.
Despite being without injured Stevie Fulton and captain Gary Locke, Hearts were on a high before their semi-final clash with Falkirk. They and their supporters felt that this could be the year when the cup could be theirs. An early goal was to boost their hopes, but Falkirk had obviously not read the same script as the Tynecastle men.
Berry's header, chested down by Kevin McAllister, held up by Crabb. Moss gets it back from Martin Corrigan. Kevin McAllister slipped. Hamilton against Berry. Well won by Moss. Falkirk working hard at closing down in the early stages. They won't want to give players like Neil McCann too much time on the ball. Now comes Kevin McAllister. Good skill from Kevin McAllister. Chance on for Albert Gray. Shot on target, well saved by Rousset. So this, the danger on the counter-attack of Falkirk. It was a good direct run from McAllister, and always aware that Craig goes on the outside. Handball by David Moss. Well judged by Jim Hamilton, and in from Stefan Adam. 5 minutes gone, It's a dream start for Hearts. Stephen Adam's 9th goal of the season, missed by McGowan. That was a bad mistake. Driven in by Hamilton, and the final touch from Adam. Jamie McGowan won't like the look of this when he sees it for a second time.
It was a strange day because we scored early, and I thought at this moment the game would be all right. After that, I don't know, we start to sleep. Maybe we were too nervous, and after that, I don't know, Falkirk was very, very confident, very aggressive, and we gone down, we sit back, you know, and it was very difficult.
Jim Hamilton's header hanging in the breeze. Neil Berry finding Kevin McAllister. It's another good burst from the 35-year-old winger, hometown boy, and gets it back from Scott Crabb. McAllister against Naismith. That's a good ball in, and well held by Rousset.
If the semi-final draw had come out, they wanted Hearts and we wanted Falkirk. The connection between the two clubs again was going to be made a lot of, and I look at their side, and I like had brought in a lot of experienced pros, and as I say, people that worked with Billy and I that, and I had maybe moved on to them. And that day we missed Stevie Fulton here. It was the day he was out, and we missed him very badly.
Good control from Crabb. Nice flick from McAllister. Now Moss. Crabb and Keith up ahead. It's Scott Crabb. Clever effort from Crabb. It drifted a few feet wide. Lofted up for Hamilton. Time for Mackenzie. Berry asking a lot of McAllister. Naismith rolling it down the line. Martin Corrigan slipped, and here's a chance for Neil McCann. Adam and Hamilton in the middle. McCann against Berry. Slid in and well cut out by Jamie McGowan. Cameron's corner kick. Out comes Paul Mathers, and he got a good punch to it. Now Salvatore. Kenzie. Won by Ritchie. Taken on by Colin Cameron. Managing to work the ball past Hugh Dallas. That was his main problem there. Grant Murray against Andy Seaton. Coming back to him off the Falkirk left back. And Murray will try again. It's a good pass for Colin Cameron. Cameron couldn't quite catch it, but that was a good idea from Murray. It was a clever pass. Corrigan to McAllister. Again, elusive play from Kevin McAllister. That's a good ball in. And David Moss unable to control the ball in front of goal. Otherwise, that was a real chance for 1-1. McGowan to Crabb. Falkirk will want to make this pressure pay before the half-time interval. Well cut out there by Flugel. McGowan. McAllister. McGowan again. And well saved by Gilles Rousset. Brave goalkeeping because Albert Craig was hammering in.
Looking at the game, I thought Falkirk's in control here, or they're making it difficult for us. But they're not. We're handling everything. Crosses are coming in. Naismith got a bit of a roast in the first half, sorted it out in the second half, forcing Kevin to come in all the time. And on the one occasion, he did brilliantly to score.
The flick from Hamilton, cleared by Berry. Mackenzie's header drifted in the breeze, fell for Kitongo. Neil McCann knocks it in. Stephen Adam can't get the final touch, despite his best efforts. That was well defended by Falkirk when it seemed certain there that Hearts were about to score the goal which would seal their place in the final. Quick interchange between McCann and Makel, and Adam foiled by Corrigan. Here's Hagan, back on the field now. Scott McKenzie, looking for possible passes. McAllister still going strongly in the closing minutes. Great run by Kevin McAllister! What a goal that is! Just over 4 minutes left, and surely the man of the match gets the goal, which looks like earning Falkirk a replay.
The 85 minutes was a nightmare because when Falkirk scored, I thought we lose the game. We lost the game because it's too difficult for us today. We are very, very poor. But 5 minutes to go, and I went to play the final. After a season like that, it was very important.
Maybe Falkirk learned a lesson. Maybe they should have settled for the replay. I think they felt their tails was up, and I looked and there was 5 minutes to go, and I said, I'll settle for 1-1 now, because they're going to come at us, but they didn't. Then McCann's pace took over. He's a match winner, as we said earlier, and that was a game that he definitely won for us. Even though Stefan got 2 goals, it was McCann's last 15-20 minutes that won us the game, and it was great because psychologically Hearts have been in that position before and lost and fell by the wayside. We showed a bit of character then to come back in a game that wasn't easy for us.
Hagan for Corrigan. That's for Moss. Jim Hamilton stretched to get there. Adam, good reverse pass for Neil McCann. McCann in behind Neil Barry, and Neil McCann, and it's Stefan Adam! Right on 90 minutes! Celebrations on the bench for Jim Jeffries. What a dramatic ending to this match. Yet again, it's a close-range finish for Adam after this set-up work from Neil McCann. He chipped the ball beyond Paul Mathers.
At this moment, I was over the moon, really. Yes, I remember the Ibrox was. There was a fire in Ibrox. The fan was stand up. Everybody's saying.
Those Hearts fans behind Paul Mathers, well into their celebrations, but they've got a few nervous seconds to see out. David Weir's header. Neil McCann, he's away from Neil Berry. Neil McCann, a chance for number 3 for Hearts, he's done it! And now the Hearts fans can celebrate. That's 3-1. Nearly 3 minutes of stoppage time played. Falkirk were pushing forward as they had to. They were caught at the back. Neil McCann beat Neil Berry, and here was a nice cool finish from McCann. That's Neil McCann's 11th goal of the season. A real touch of top quality about it, leaving Paul Mathers with no chance. And that's the goal which makes sure that Hearts will line up on May 16th in the Tennents Scottish Cup final.
In the semi-final, the Gorgie men had shown their character and strength to overcome the opposition in a difficult tie. It meant that in the final they would meet the team which had beaten them at Hampden 2 years previously. This time, Hearts were determined to stamp their authority on the Glasgow team. Like many other clubs, the fans of Hearts are the lifeblood of their team. But unlike so many others, the supporters of the Jambos have stuck with their heroes through heartache and disappointment over the years. They were sure that their day of glory had come.
I was there every trophy Hearts have won in the last 50 years. I was there on the day. League championships, league cups, Scottish Cup against Celtic. and hope we beat Rangers today. You can't have an understrength team after spending that amount of money on it. Every player Rangers got is quality. I just think the confidence is with Hearts. They're due a rub of the green. You can't go that long without winning a trophy. You've got to end the famine sometime, and I'm certainly confident about it. I'm sure the players are as well.
Rangers have spent 20 odd million on a team that we've assembled for less than £200,000. Does it matter? It's all about 90 minutes on the day, and if these guys are worth their wages, they should go out and tan Hearts. But will they do it?
Sounds like a manager, doesn't he?
I do, eh? We'll take it one game at a time.
Of course we are confident. Rangers have got 3-4 men out. Never a better time for the Hearts to win this cup.
Rubbish.
Oh, don't listen to him.
We've made it. It's the last game of the season, so if we can win it, you've got the whole summer to rip it out of the Hibs fans.
It's a combination of a good season.
That's right, it's been a great season, and it would just put the tin lid in it if we could do it today. Get the monkey off our back, first and foremost.
The Scottish Cup final has an atmosphere unique to the event. For the teams, it was to be their last game of the season. For both of them, it was to be their only chance to bring home a trophy. That day was to epitomise the character and commitment of Hearts. Colin Cameron had taken a cortisone injection for a pelvic injury to enable him to play. The Edinburgh team were the underdogs, having lost 13 goals during the season to their opponents. However, the pundits had not taken into account the Tynecastle spirit.
So the 113th Scottish Cup final is underway, and Paul Ritchie, one of the survivors of the team on the wrong end of that 5-1 scoreline, and there's Gary Naismith, player who really has established himself well in the Hearts team this season, looking for and finding Stefan Adam. Steve Fulton, and he's made a distinctive break, and it's a penalty. Would you believe it? 30 seconds gone. Fulton's weaving run brought the challenge, which Willie Young thought was an offence, and he's pointed to the penalty spot, and what a dramatic start here.
Well, that was a very brave decision by Willie Young to give a penalty as quickly, but looking at the replay, I think there was justification for it. But it was a very dubious one, right on the line there, but Willie was close to it. He gave the decision, and a blow for Rangers at the beginning, but what a boost for Hearts.
And what an opportunity for Hearts to make a great start to this cup final. The ball is being spotted up by Colin Cameron, and now more than ever Rangers will be relying on the experience of Andy Gorham, who's never been beaten in his previous Scottish Cup appearances, but he's been beaten for the first goal of the game, and it's Cameron who's given Hearts a real edge with a penalty in the second minute.
Yeah, a wonderful finish from Colin Cameron. A difficult situation. He's not properly warmed up for the game. He's hardly the kick at the ball, in fact, and there he has the ultimate responsibility, and he took this penalty kick absolutely brilliantly. All credit to him. Andy Gorham went the wrong way. Had he put it to Andy's right, I'm sure Andy Gorham would have got a hand to it, but that was a superb finish by Colin Cameron, and a wonderful start for Hearts, but now Rangers have it all to do.
A start that they can only have dreamed of. The Hearts bench celebrating, and Jim Jeffries actually played for Hearts in a cup final against Rangers when they conceded a goal after just 41 seconds. Derek Johnston, one of 2 goals he scored that day in a 3-1 defeat for Jeffries' side, but this time it's Jeffries' team that have had the perfect start. Cameron, who kept his cool. What a nightmare for Rangers.
The start of the match was indeed a nightmare for the Ibrox side. They were determined to win their final match of the season. It was not only their last chance to take a trophy to Ibrox, but it was to be the last match for at least 5 of their players. They were desperate to win for their manager Walter Smith, as this was to be his last match in charge. For Rangers to finish a season without a trophy would be, for their fans, unthinkable.
You don't turn up cup final day and walk away with the trophy. The magnitude of the task ahead of us is that Rangers' domestic success has been incredible. I think Alan McCoy and Ian Durant can boast over 20 odd medals. That is the size of the task in front of us, just to win one. But we've got to go out and earn it, and hopefully this could be the year.
Laudrup has managed to keep it in, now he's taking on McPherson. One or two feisty challenges flying in, but it's Salvatore who's emerged with it for Hearts. Fulton, whose weaving run forced the committed challenge that led to the penalty. Steve Fulton. Now Adam really bearing down on Perini. But his first cup final, Hugh Dallas, the World Cup referee, was in charge of the previous 2. And a tough decision for him to make in the first 30 seconds of the game. But he didn't shirk from his responsibilities, pointed straight to the spot, and Rangers chasing the game here with Gattuso! So Colin Cameron was part of the Wraith side that won the Coca-Cola Cup against Celtic on penalties. Will his penalty be enough to settle this? Rangers hope not, as this one's for Amoruso. Another good strike from him! That was a brilliant effort, tipped away by Rousset. Magnificent stop.
This is what I'll just say, what a brilliant strike from him. Tremendous distance there. And Gilles Rousset had to be really on his toes on that occasion. So a brilliant shot and a wonderful save.
Salvatore. Fulton. Naismith calling for it, Björklund going across to watch him. Good run this from Naismith, and McCann slipped through! Now, was he tripped by Goff? The referee says no.
I think Rob, at half-time, I'm sure that Walter Smith will be wanting his midfield players to support the front far more quickly than they're doing. We get the occasional run from Gattuso, from Ian Ferguson and Stuart McCall, but by and large they seem to be sitting in front of the back 3 there. Walter will be urging them forward to support Jury and Laudrup. And I'm sure that Jim Jeffries will be saying to his guys that you're not going to sit back on this lead. I'm sure Hearts will come out in a much more positive mood.
Gattuso. Jury was coming back from an offside position, so it's left to Perini here to hurl it in, which he has done. Cleared only to Laudrup. And again! Oh, it's off the post! And the follow-up from Rino Gattuso has got behind for the corner. Laudrup.
Lovely bit of skill there from Brian Laudrup, which I'm sure the Chelsea fans will appreciate next season.
Here's McCoist. And Gattuso has slipped through well. And for once, McCoy's first touch let him down, but he got a second bite at the cherry, and it's deflected back to Rousset. And Adam stole in, and it's 2-0. And Amoruso for a moment went to sleep, and Stefan Adam took full advantage. And Hearts now send their supporters into raptures with a real opportunity of winning their first silverware in 36 years.
Yeah, I'm bound to say that looked fairly comfortable for Amoruso, but he's unaware of Adam in that position. And Amoruso around them, and Andy Gorham got a hand to it but couldn't stop it. So wonderful finishing from Stefan Adam. Great play across the goalkeeper, but I've got to say that I'm afraid Amoruso slept there.
Well, the expressions changed for Jim Jeffries. A few moments ago, he came out exceptionally worried about the way that his team had started the second half. Has that goal put them in the comfort zone? And what a way for Stefan Adam to celebrate his 29th birthday yesterday.
I'm sure Jim Jeffries won't be worried about the run of play when he looks at the scoreline, though.
Some said it was against the run of play when they won through in the semi-final, when Kevin McAllister was running the show for Falkirk, but Adam scored twice then, and he scored again in the final, and now more problems for Rangers as Gordon Jury's shown a yellow card. Well, they've already started to celebrate in the sunshine. Can they get a third? Flow goal! Into the arms of Gorham. Here he is again, McPherson. Good work here from Flogel, and Goff.
Yeah, Flogel
there to smuggle.
Excellent. Flogel has been a revelation here for Hearts today. Excellent signing, one of Jim Jeffries' shrewd buys again from abroad, and he's had an outstanding cup final.
At that stage of the match, the Hearts fans had already begun to celebrate the victory which would end their trophy famine. However, Rangers were not finished yet.
Here's Gattuso, McCoist!
Goal by McCoist.
Ali McCoist has got the goal that might yet revive Rangers. 9 minutes to go, and is it going to be enough to bring them back into it?
Those last few minutes seemed to last an age for Hearts and their supporters.
Can McCoist get a second here? He's gone down, it's a penalty. No, it's right on the edge of the box.
They had suffered so much in recent years. Surely victory would not be stolen from them once again.
Just before it, there was another check on the watch, and Jim Jeffries here is wondering just how much longer the agony can be prolonged. And the long, long wait is over, and Hearts have won the Scottish Cup. It's their first silverware for 36 years, and the manager of the year, Jim Jeffries, who's had so much praise this season, now has a prize to go with it.
The outpouring of emotion after the long-awaited final whistle was enormous for the supporters and players alike. They had won the Scottish Cup despite a desperate onslaught by Rangers. Now they had the right to celebrate. There would be no more looking back. The team that day had delivered the dream to their loyal fans, but the party was only beginning.
But here now comes 27-year-old Steve Fulton. He's missed only one game this season. He and Gary Locke together lift the trophy that shows that Hearts are bursting with pride in Edinburgh.
The waves of joy spread out from the stadium all the way back to Edinburgh. The Hearts fans finally saw the trophy for themselves. Some had to touch it just to make sure the dream had really come true.
It doesn't get any better. Wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Hey, jump up, come on!
The bus journey back to Tynecastle was one big party. When the team arrived at their home in Gorgie, it seemed every Hearts fan had turned out to pay tribute to their heroes. The celebrations, unsurprisingly, continued long into the night. The next day, the team assembled again, this time to be honoured by a civic reception at the City Chambers, before a procession which will be etched in the memories of every Hearts supporter for many years to come. However, some of the company were feeling rather fragile.
You know, I've hardly had any sleep, and when I woke up this morning, what sleep I did have, I can tell you, it was first to the chemist and get a resolve. So I said it would be the greatest day in my life and the players' lives, and if you look at the response today, you know, that's what it's all about. That's why we said it would be a great day, because you would never imagine the reception and the joy you'll see on these people's faces, and that's what it's for. The cup's for them. They've had a long wait. 75% of the crowd at Parkhead have probably never seen the club win a cup. So to do it for the first time, gets the monkey off the club's back as well, and to say they'll never do it, well, we've done it. And as I say, they've got a lot of heartache over the years, especially in 1986. So I hope this goes a long way to healing the wounds.
It was tremendous.
Very
absolutely fantastic. Yeah. Well, I live in London, so I came up especially for the match. You know, donated 85 quid to Hearts to actually go and see the game, but I'd have paid 10,000 quid. You know, no doubt about it.
I'm elated. I'm ecstatic. I've never seen Hearts win the cup, but seen it now.
It was the finest day for about 30 years. This takes me back to the days of Tommy Walker. This is the greatest day since then. This is a great side. And what impressed me best was the young players were really good. The Gary Naismiths and the Riches, the players who come up through the Hearts youth ranks compared to the multi-million pound stars of Rangers.
As boys, we always used to sing the Hearts song, our defence is as strong as the old Castle Rock. I'll tell you, in the last 10 minutes, the attacks that were made on the Hearts defence were such that I don't think the Castle Rock itself would have been able to withstand it. The last 10 minutes was as near as I've ever been to being in hell. I tried very hard to be dignified, and if I appear dignified on the outside, it only indicates how you cannot judge a book by the cover, because inside I was jumping up and down.
Well, I was unashamedly crying, and I make no bones about it. That's how much it meant to me. As I said, you dream about these days, you dream about lifting the cup. I'm lucky I've lifted it, but I accept the medal on behalf of the guys like John Cahoon, Gary Mackay, Henry Smith, Craig Levine, Neil Berry, Scott Crabb, because they deserve it just as much. I'm the lucky one that was here when we won it, but for they guys as well, they deserve it. The team have been magnificent, and these boys will go down in history as legends, and rightly so. No, I've said before, my dad died when I was 14. He was a big Hearts man. He saw Colin Bald and wanted to bring the cup back. Now his wee boys brought it back for him. I'm delighted.
The historic procession that day began in the centre of Hearts' home city. The Hearts fans, who had waited so long for this moment, poured out their emotions towards the team as they drove through the streets of the capital. Even people who would not normally be interested in football were amazed by the scenes when crowds of over 100,000 lined every part of the Victory Parade route.
I've never seen anything like this, Richard. It's absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I think the whole city's out today, and I've watched this club for 35 years without actually winning anything, and this makes it all, the wait becomes so much sweeter when you see this today. It's out of this world. You can see what it means to people. The looks on their faces are just absolutely fabulous.
It's a dream coming true, you know. For Robo, it's fantastic. For all the boys, all the fans, they were waiting for so long for a major trophy, 36 years, so it's absolutely super. Yesterday was the best, and today it's maybe even better, because it's absolutely smashing.
Oh, incredible. I never think being like that, but lots of people made very happy. Everybody happy with the boys.
Well, I mean, this doesn't happen to everybody in their lifetime, you know, and football's a really hard game, and you know, to be appreciated like this is something you'll never forget. Absolutely fantastic. Well, you know, when you've come up the road that Jim and I's come up, you know, the clubs that we've been with and had to struggle on that, and to feel that at the end, you know, you've reached the ultimate, and you know, it's a great personal feeling. I just want more of it.
Again, when the bus reached Tynecastle, the scenes of jubilation were incredible. Fans had arrived 2 hours before their heroes to celebrate the victory in their home ground. For everyone involved with Hearts, it was the culmination of an incredible 2 days and a momentous season. Whatever happens to the Tynecastle side in the future, the cup-winning squad of 1998 will now be entered in the history books and remembered as the legends that brought the Scottish Cup home.